All right, I believe we're live now. Are we? Yeah. All right. And now live on TikTok. There's some weird audio problem here. Give me 1 second to just double check that. Interesting. Those are scenes. Okay. And then testing. Because I know this microphone over it seems to be working today. Testing. Why is it working today, but it wasn't working yesterday? I'll never know. But hopefully it does work now. Could be that there just wasn't even enough bandwidth available to stream audio. That could be what the issue was. Go live on TikTok. Fingers crossed. All right, technically we should be live everywhere now. Let's get this mic a little closer to my visage. And hot this morning, we've got Kamin. It's worth looking at. Let's see. Oh no, that's a buyout. Mesa, not really. Next one, SMCI. Oh, this is something we're in. What is it? It's up 10% this morning. Very nice, very nice. So we'll be up on that. We are in SMCI. That was one of our alerts. And I am in it for sure. I alert a lot of things. I hold about 55 positions. But there's often more alerts than I even hold. So, if you ever have to ask a question like, should I get in this? Should I get in that? That you just alerted, boom, 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 boom. I only have enough money to get in two. Which one or two would you say is good? And I might say, to be honest, they're all B class, and maybe you should wait for a better moment if you're clinging to very little money here, and have to be careful with your reserves. Or I might say, you have any of them, they're all incredible. Or this one, right? So, feel free to ask. SMCI, Chris CHRS. Let's see what that is. I guess we'll see if we are SQQQ puts hedge the short QQQ call spread. Puts hedge the short QQQ call spread. Okay, you have a call spread. Gotcha. Wait. Okay. So you have a call spread you were worried about going against you because the market is running up. Number one, you should never be selling a call spread. Well, rarely should you be. You shouldn't be in just raw call spreads in a bull market. Ever. For the next 7 years, you should not be in any call spreads. The only reason you're in a call spread is something kind of rare, like a breakdown on the market, or it's it's part of an iron condor and you're already in a put credit spread. So number one, be careful of that. J King, was it? Yeah, J King. Be careful of that. Don't just kind of trust me, listen to me. It's 25 years of experience. Don't sell call spreads into bullish sentiment. Okay, you're gonna think you're right until you realize you're wrong. So I'm afraid. So just keep going. Whatever you got to do. Some people can learn by being told by someone who's got experience and wisdom. Other people have to touch fire to learn it's hot and it burns and it scars. So which one are you? But be honest with yourself. If you have to touch fire, then fucking do it. You get burnt a bunch of times, but realize you keep getting burnt. At least at some point, realize it. Otherwise, you're one of 3 people instead of one of 2 people. You have to learn by death. So Anyway, so then you've got that hedged with the puts, and that's good. Fine. Okay. Oh, actually, you didn't get puts on SQQQ, right? You got, let's see. Why am I confused on this? This is so strange how you did this. There's too much inversion. You got puts on an inverted QQQ, which you sold a call spread on, so you're bearish. Anyway, fine that you hedged that, if that was a proper hedge. Yep. Okay, fine. Very good. The market did move up today. But I can just tell you right now, there's like a very, really, really, really carefully watch out for getting call spreads in this market. I happen to have been, I don't think I am now. I'm not sure. I don't think so. I happen to have been in a Starbucks call spread during the bull market, and that was only because it had a special breakdown. I'm sorry, yeah, call spread. And that was right here when it broke down its catalyst day low. Uh, and it broke below the 200 moving average. That whole thing was bearish, and I got in right there, and then it went down in my favor. It worked out, but even that, it's not necessary. Sometimes you spot an opportunity, your capital needs to be put to use. You getting a little creative, and even that is just try to stay on the bull side of a bull market, because timing, trading, pullbacks, corrections, drops, red in a bull market is like a river that's flowing. It's flowing bullish, and then all of a sudden the river doesn't change direction. When there's a pullback, it's another river suddenly starts coming the other way. And so it doesn't make it easy to trade, because you get massive turbulence and chop. A pullback in a bull market is not bearish, it's simply turbulent. You see, bearish is a downward trend. So bearish, they say, the bearish. I would just say that in a bull market, the term bearish uh, should be used with a lot of caution, that it's really bearish. It's not bearish. It's bearish. You see the difference? Right on. Be careful. That's all. A good lesson there. What are your thoughts on accounting jobs? I know it's random. Uh, Fine. But make sure you're going to school and getting a job and getting an education in finance at the same time, and potentially statistics. Finance and statistics, good Lord, have you set yourself up in life? Let's see here. We've got 18 minutes until the market opens. And Kim and Justin, welcome in. And you guys, good Carl. Let's see. Anything else? FPH? No, no. Maybe EDR. Let's go take a look. A $7 billion company up only 5%. But let's look at the chart. You never know. And that CHRS doesn't look good. No. EDR? Absolutely not. No. All right. Let's get back to the market. So the market yesterday had a very good day, which semi started the day before midday. Then we gapped open up, and then we kept going. We talked about it in pre-market yesterday. Go check that live stream replay on my YouTube if you'd like. But we predicted this as one potential outcome, and a probable potential outcome yesterday was that we get a domino effect, which is when you break multiple highs or break multiple points of interest all at the same time, and each one creates momentum that blows the other one, that tips the other one over. Carl, that's funny. Yeah. Justin says, go with finance. It's more versatile and interesting. Yeah, but I mean, like, study both. If you can, master both, okay? Stock market is kind of like the domain of both. It's the statistics of finance or something. Yeah, economics. I think go with finance possibly. I think yeah, should. So anyway, the market is now continuing on that bullish move from yesterday, that domino effect bullish move from yesterday, and is opening gapped up today. And to me, that's a little bit scary because we are now up in semi blue sky, 52-week blue sky territory, and gapping up open into no man's land. And it is sort of just the beginning of the run, and it's really the first, well, it's really the second day. It's really the first follow through day on yesterday's um, breakout. And so it could possibly keep going, but I'd also be pretty concerned if the day turned red, especially if the day turned red midday. It'd be kind of hard to recover from that. Although in a bull market, it's all about how the day closes. In a bull market, days close strong, even pullbacks. And they potentially open weak, or they test your faith at some point midday, for example. But by the end of the day, they can end strong. So, I mean, there's a good probability, even though ending strong is one possibility, that doesn't mean that ending weak is another possibility. The probability for it to end strong today at the end of the day is probably around 30%. And yet, in a bull market, it's probably a near coin flip between alternatives. In other words, there's another 30% probability out there, and then maybe there's a 20 and a 20, and so that could be ending at the open, which is just medium. Then there's, of course, ending weak. And then there's, anything amazing or surprising, which would be, a second standard deviation type of event, or the same thing to the downside. So there's lots of possibilities, but, there's actually a coin flip between at least the top two possibilities that by the end of the day, we will end strong. So that'll be interesting. So, just watch the day. It's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting. And check stocks. There's going to be potentially stocks setting up, some triggering, and other ones that are having a day two follow through. So you got to be on your toes in moments like this. And again, some of those this could be a top. A top could get put in. If the day turns red, which means it goes below the open, after pushing up, maybe for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then it turns red, that puts a lot of pressure on this position where the market is at. And it's Friday. So it's very likely people are going to, take their money and, go on their yacht this weekend. So they're not going to just leave their dick hanging in the wind there. They're going to take it off the table and then go have their weekend. And they'll be back Monday. So, an extension like this on a Friday is a gift, and people will be checking out of the office at noon. So keep that in mind, that we're in a vulnerable spot here. But that said, anything amazing can happen. Rates have not come down. So there's pressure on business cycle and the business market and the growth market. Dude, yeah, regarding your money, Aurelius, you absolutely got to send me a message. And by the way, when you start communicating with me, there may be other imposters and scam artists trying to impersonate me with copycat accounts on Discord, wherever we start talking, and they may try and ask you to send them money. I will never ask you to send me money. So if somebody does that, be careful. Do not, make sure you block them, report them, etc. There's nothing I can do about them. There's hundreds of these accounts. So be careful. But number one, I'm the real dude. Here I am live. Hello. Send me a private message, because what I'd like to do is talk to you about some options that you have with that, where you can make sure that you're not doing anything foolish, essentially, number one. And number two, what can you do that's kind of conservative? When you have enough money like that, you can do amazing things with it for low risk and low stress. And that's the way you want to go. You don't need to be a billionaire. A millionaire is enough. Your tech will be down. Yeah, it's very curious. We're coming into earnings season, especially on tech, over the next few weeks here, and that is a great um, thing to realize is that maybe we're going to have a tough time with those earnings. Those earnings may or may not go the right way as expected. There's been a lot of the market front ran a lot, and it might say, okay, we're not doing any better than expected, so let's keep going sideways. We're at the valuation we expected, and so kind of the pressures on growth stocks, tech, innovation stocks as well, that they need to still beat expectations in order for the market to keep going. That usually happens, but you need the economy to be on your side. And right now with rates rising, it's like it's indicating it's not. But we'll see. It'll be interesting. Yeah, yeah, totally. What'd you say, Jay King? I think my company with a speculative growth model is going to hurt. In other words, Jay King, you work for a company with a speculative growth model is going to hurt. I don't think so. I mean, maybe for a quarter, but over the next 2 years, I don't think so. Not absolutely. I think speculative growth companies are the cat's meow right now. I think, venture capitalists or anybody, private investors can get into any private speculative growth companies. I think, now's the time. I wouldn't, obviously it can be a long shot, but kind of almost everyone's a winner in a bull market, in a bullish economy, in a good economy. And we're booting off a good economic cycle right now, coming in for a soft landing. I think any company with a speculative growth model is going to hurt. Oh, I thought you said my company. Well, so I semi disagree, but maybe we're talking about this earnings cycle. Okay, never mind. Yeah, if this earnings cycle has surprise, failures, then things, yeah, might correct. And that's okay. It doesn't mean it's going to turn into bearish, though. Unless somebody has something incredibly bad to say that sounds economic versus, say, Apple missed expectations because of their watch, sales. That's different. What did you say, Justin? Following the cues on the 5-minute bar by bar at 540, you can see the buying opportunity. Oh, yeah? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. At 6:15, you can see where to jump out. Oh, that's cool, man. Let me see. But that's the dip buy technique. But yes, sir. Yeah, 6:15. Yeah, right. Uh-huh. Yep. Isn't it amazing how that works? Yes, sir. It's a good thing you learned that, but that's not how you use the dip buy strategy per se. The dip buy strategy is used to get into something super bullish that's having an unusual day, and like super unusual, and it starts bleeding out off the open, and then now you have to fall back to a dip buy strategy, and that's the technique to try to dip buy something that could potentially take off big if you could find the bottom, if you could get in at the bottom. So yeah. The 30-year US one, what are you talking about? ABAT is a good speculation right now. ABAT, I'm not familiar with it. We've got 8 minutes before the market open. Let's see. ABAT? Good Lord, no. No, I'm sorry, Ryan. But you got in a shit company. No, I think, I'm sorry to have to say, tell everybody that if they're in that, they should sell, because that's going to make the price go down and you're probably in it. But yeah, stay the fuck away from that company. No, that's total shit. Oh, as far as the chart goes. But I haven't even examined the fundamentals, but the chart reflects the fundamentals. As William O'Neill said, Stocks don't double because of technical analysis. Something going on under the hood fundamentally with the company, right? So if a chart is going down, 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 it's not because of technical analysis. It's not because down is down and down is fun and we should short and it goes down. It's because something's going on fundamentally wrong with the company and it's quite known. Well, J King, I have a love-hate relationship with my genuine honesty. What did they say in Jerry Maguire? Brutally honest. Yeah, brutally honest. And the other thing that's interesting is, if I'm wrong, I just admit it. Like, no ego. Like, oops, yeah, I know I was full of shit. Totally wrong. I got that one way off. I was way off, whatever. And by the way, that is a super critical, important attitude to have in trading. And it's hard to get there. You have to be 0% ego. You have to be able to be wrong on the flip of a dime. In 3 seconds, you have to go, nope, that was wrong. Never mind. I mean, you can't hang on to a concept any longer than it's wrong. The moment it's wrong, you're wrong. That's it. You were wrong. So very important, very important. All right, we got 5 minutes till the market opens, and yeah, so we looked through all the opportunities. It's Friday. What can you say? Not a whole lot of opportunity there. The market itself, though, is going to be an interesting watch. Save Airlines, which went down to $4 ish. I got out at 6. I got clobbered on that. I was in Save, and the merger denied, and I wasn't hedged really properly on it, and got clobbered. And but it is back to $7 this morning. But I'm very happy to have been out. I don't stay in for things that go down to 4 from an area at 6 where I should get out, just thinking that it's going to go back to 7. No, that you can't trade like that. So I'm glad I got out. But by the way, dead cat bouncing or possible turnaround entry opportunity. There's a lot of huge speculation and risk, massive speculation and risk. Save Spirit Airlines this morning up, what is it, 10%? 28% from $4 to 7. Well, actually, it must be less than that now. It might be petering out. Let's see. Oh, well, I think it closed at like 5 yesterday. Usually, no, it's at 7.28, and it closed at like 5.77 yesterday. So it's up decent. But what's changed? Not enough. Not enough. So it'll chop. It is still gonna find a bottom. You can't just catch a falling knife here on this one. What do you think of Nvidia? Let's see. Okay, we're going to open the market in 3 minutes. Oh no, of course, Nvidia is outstanding, but I think Microsoft. Last year was the year of Nvidia. I believe this year is going to be the year of Microsoft. Nvidia is going to do well too, but I think Microsoft's going to have the most end of year percent change. Possibly. I'm, knock on wood. I'm thinking. I'm speculating on that. But I'm not in it. We will trade every bullish run that it has, probably. We'll find those entries. But yeah, and Nvidia is outstanding. Right now it's mid-run, so you got to wait for a pullback. Nvidia goes through perfect, beautiful, like 3-week resting periods. So you'll find an entry, after it goes through a resting period. Right now, it's on a run. It's take profit time. You should already have been in it. I am in it. I'm on some put credit spreads. So that's bullish. And yeah, all right. That's the way the cookie crumbles on Nvidia. All right, let's get back on top of the market because that's the person of interest today. Very, very interesting move on the market. Nvidia or AMD, they're both outstanding. I think I'm in both right now. I may have sold. No, I still am in AMD. They're both looking good. In general, I wouldn't say like today, but they're in the region of doing great and coming off of an excellent bottom and are definitely opportunities. And TSM was a really positive sign for all of them yesterday. Yeah, we just talked about Save Airlines. We just did. So yes. Interesting. Dead cat bounce. A very dead cat. Yeah, okay, there we go. All right, 1 minute and 30 seconds until the market opens. And I'd say it's in a very vulnerable spot here. It's Friday. It's the end of a 3 day interesting push. The third day of a 3 day interesting push that's going on the market. You know, it could lock out rally. But rates are actually up and increasing this morning on the bond market. So that's bearish pressure, and we'll just see. We'll just have to see how the first 10 or 20 minutes play out here. All of the different asset classes can guide us, sort of like navigating the Millennium Falcon through an asteroid field. Lots of knobs and levers and azimuths and different angles to think about, inertia, etc. And we got to take them all into account in order to figure out which way we're going and what to avoid, and if we can get through this successfully. Yeah. Thanks, Carl. I think that's probably you, Carl. I'm not sure. How stressful is day trading every day? Jason says. It's pretty, well, I mean, if you know how to control your risk, it's not so stressful. But what I would say is it's very risky. And that's not necessarily what I do. Like, you're watching me every day. Uh, Day trading is not the only thing you show up every day for the market for. There's also swing trading and investing, and many reasons why you show up every day. Okay, market is open. Let's see, it's under pressure. We're gapping open up. Let's see what happens here. A dip off the open would be somewhat of a positive, because then you kind of can only go up after, 30 minutes to an hour and a half of going down. So far, that is what's happening. I believe we are bleeding out. I think I'm seeing that. No, not yet. We're going sideways so far. If we go up, I have my concerns that soon or midday we'll test red, and that will cause a lot of pressure on the market. And again, what we talked about earlier is, though, there's still a 30% chance of a strong close at the end of day today, regardless. You guys who have been with me for a long time, or even a medium amount of time, possibly even a short amount of time, are you starting to get the gist of understanding why it's so important to understand the market first and foremost? Because the market is like the flag guy telling you whether or not it's good to go out in the boat into the storm, or the airplane into the storm, or if it's good weather. It's beyond a weatherman. It's like the market is the weather. And, we don't really get interested in stocks unless the market is giving off the right tones as well. Oh, yeah, Kim. Yeah. Boeing, short. Yeah, let me take a quick look at Boeing, because, I know it's been plummeting, but I think there was another airplane problem yesterday. And let's see. Actually, it's not doing too bad off of the open right now. It's kind of found a bottom, a technical bottom at 200. Okay, Boeing. So, yeah. All right, the market has turning red. The market is fading. And in some sense, in some forward-looking sense of wisdom, of experience, I could say that a negative early, right off of the open right now in the market, is kind of a positive. I mean, number one, it's negative, right now. So the worst it could get is bad, and you already know it now. And everybody knows that. So they're not touching lava, right? But so the only other thing that could kind of happen is, people could suddenly change their minds and things could go the other way, and that would be so surprising. It could actually create a rally. So, I think it's good that we bleed out here. And like I said, we're in a very vulnerable spot way up here, extended. 100%. You have illustrated it daily. Yes, sir. Curious Musings. What's your name again? Brandon, is it? It's been a while since I tried to remember that. Third time's a charm, hopefully. All right, back to the markets. I really want to see a little bit about how that is, and then, well, yeah, it is what it is, and I wouldn't be looking for entries now because of the way the market is. Although perhaps a 5 minute dip buy signal on the market would not be a signal to buy the market, but it would be a signal. You know, you can use all these techniques and all these things you know as a trader. And in this case, we could use the 5 minute dip buy strategy to understand something about the markets open today. Maybe it could provide a bottom signal. Maybe, you know, it's 5 minute dip buy strategy, you know, like I told you yesterday, does not work all the time, but it amazingly works. It does what it's supposed to do, and it does it well. And it forecasts well because 5 minute candles are really strong, hard to manipulate candle sizes, lengths. But now, I can tell you this is the worst showing off of the open 4 minutes in now from our growth stocks, from our super duper list. We've got about a 85% red, 50% green off of the open differential. That's like a 6 to 1. That's not good. So that's not great for specifically our super stocks. The best one is SMCI. So let's go take a look at that real quick to see what the best looks like. Oh yeah, it's doing super off the open. And it just keeps going. So that could have been an entry there on SMCI. If you're not already in it, we're already in it. Okay, I got an alert on CTLT. Let's take a look. No, it's actually going the other way. So I'm going to change the angle on that alert just a little bit. And there you go. See the line moved? All right, there you go. So, you know, we still want CTLT. It's interesting. I like it. Nice contiguous motion. For the first time, it's over the 200 moving average, the red one there. And you know, we love this move off of the bottom. It is a trend reversal, but it does have earnings coming up. And but you know, we'll see what we can do with an entry if it ever comes. We shall see. Wow, you guys, it's now at about 92% red and 8% green. This is a terrible differential, about 10 to 1 on stocks right now. So, you know, the pressure is on. It's Friday, the pressure's on. Off the open, we're red across the board. I can see every sector is red and bleeding out, and rates are going up. And so it's pressure on top of pressure. And the VIX is, though, staying the same, so that's okay. But you know, it's Friday. We got to be careful. This is not a day necessarily to get in. It's kind of a day to get out after a nice week. It's a good week. We're putting a nice little feather in the cap at the end of a week. You know, from point A to point Friday, we did well, and I think you know it could end up being a pressure day of taking profits, and people taking their money off the table and checking out early. Okay, the growth market is actually moving up. S&P 500 is staying down. Let's see if the S&P 500 responds. No, it's going down. This is very interesting. A rotation is happening. We're getting rotation into growth and out of value, which is a bullish moment. And it's very peculiar and odd considering kind of the overall prognosis, especially with rates. But you know, rates don't always correlate inversely with the market. These correlations can oscillate. Hey Bob, welcome in. Kim, where'd you go? You're back. Great, nice to see you. But it's very interesting to see the S&P 500 not improving, but the Q's improving. That's a unique signature. That's rotation. That's moving money from less risky assets to risky assets. So pretty nice to see that. Sir Axelrod. Sir Axelrod, are you in here right now? Is that one of you? Or is one of you flying waffle? Or no, that's Yoda. Is that Bob? Wait, who's Sir Axelrod? You guys have too many Yoda icons. Bob, you're like, I forget what are you called? Yoda Master or something? Anyway. Cigar Yoda, that's it. I'm trying to get the hookup on cigars here on the island, but haven't really. I mean, I'm actually, there's I got a cigar the other day from the Bohemian, you know, long-standing cigar company here. I watched them roll it, with the tobacco leaves and everything. Pretty cool. Sold your saved calls for 150%, Alessandro. Are you the same person as Sir Axelrod? Oh, thanks, guys. Oh, okay. I just put that together because I was like, wait a minute. Sir Axelrod just sold his calls for 150%. All right. Bobby Blue Eyes, what's up, buddy? Morning. Yeah, long time. Gotcha. Right. All right. All right. Right. So the Qs are finding support, and yeah, the S&P 500 is bleeding. Very interesting. And the dollar index is rising, which is good for domestic stocks and bad for international, for global stocks, for global businesses. The VIX now is getting worse. So that's going to add pressure to the growth sector. And rates just continue to climb. By the way, if you've got any bonds, you might want to hedge them as of a couple days ago or about a week ago. They're coming back up and they could explode again and we go through a wave of pain. Bobby stopped trading. Okay, last few months lost my uncle. Oh no. And your mom. Oh no. And your friend who you were trading for. Damn, Bobby, I'm so sorry to hear, man. That sucks. That really sucks. Ah, man. Sorry to hear that. Well, the Qs are holding green up here, but it hasn't. Yeah. Joe Schmo just said, SPY going the wrong way. Yeah. Rotation, bullish for growth. But the VIX and rates are rising. Pressure is mounting. Yeah, I bet. Green or red for Apple. For what, Mr. Krabs? For an hour? Till the end of the day? Next week? For a swing? For a month? To invest? For a year? But I wouldn't be bearish on anything. Don't be a bear in a bull market. End of day. Okay, let's see. I'm looking on another system here at the intraday chart and its positioning. It's just like the market. It's under pressure. It's under pressure to perform today. I'd say I wouldn't rely on either way. I'd say today's just not a day to trade it. There might be something else, such as, what was that one that's flying? SMCI. That one's showing a lot of strength today. Yeah, it keeps going. It's been going up and up and up and up. Off of the open at 350, it's now 373. And it is my number one gainer right now. I'm at 69% max profit on SMCI's put credit spreads. All right, we are 13 minutes into the market open, and yeah, ooh, the VIX is getting pretty elevated, relatively speaking, indicating bearish. And the S&P 500 is doing that, but the Qs and growth is actually going up. Growth sector moving up. But our super stocks, our list of 1,100 super stocks, are about 95% bearish and 5% bullish. SMCI obviously leading the way. Then we have Kava, Soxol doing okay off of the open. But everything else is red off of the open. Off of the open. You know, you could be green in relation to yesterday's close, but backpedaling. And so you'd be red for the day. And as traders, we're interested in direction. We want to know which way things are going. You know, so if something's backpedaling, we want to know that. We don't want to see that it's up since yesterday, but backpedaling. And so it says it's green and positive. No, we need to know if the thing is failing out, even if it's up, just like the rest of the market. It's not good. Wow, it's like 96% up. Red off of the open and like 4% down. It's worsening. We're at almost a 20-to-1 differential. Kind of astonishing. It's a lot of red. And SMCI, strong like this through it all, that's relative strength, my friends. Imagine if the market was on its side. It's insane. It's incredible. Dun 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 dun. Carl and Bob, you might remember that one. Maybe Kim. That's incredible. Are the Magnificent Seven stocks holding everything up? What happens if they fail? It won't mean anything really, Christian, if the Magnificent Seven stocks fail, especially if there's a ton of opportunity for mid caps and small caps, or smaller than Magnificent Seven stocks. But the way the business cycle is right now, I don't even think those would fail. It's just not really in the cards based on all the things going on everywhere. Whew. The VIX is just really bearish. People are hedging their portfolios. And Joe Schmo just said mid caps are running. Yeah, the Magnificent Seven are going to be able to weather any storm. You know, they just went through the recessionary business cycle. You know, they already battened all the hatches. They've already done their layoffs. Maybe there's more coming, but you know they've got a handle on everything already. They're meeting their demand. You know, with efficiency, and they're only improving moving forward, and they're poised to have the highest quality um, consultation and analysis on how to move forward. You know, so I really don't feel bad for or have a negative outlook for the Magnificent Seven. And I don't think any kind of correction on them would mess up the market at all. I think if anything, you'd see smalls and mids bubbling up during such a thing, during such a corrective moment. Okay, we're 17 minutes into the market open, and it's amazing, but the Qs are holding strong. And I don't think that's just coming from Apple, although Apple is doing well. Let me take a quick gander at okay, SMCI just keeps going. It's outstanding. I'm going to take a quick gander at NVIDIA. All right, NVIDIA is choppy and sideways slash red off of the open, but making progress every day. Apple's green off the open, but well inside of the congestion zone. So chop to be expected. Microsoft, Microsoft, new highs. Is that all-time highs? Yeah, Microsoft incredible. Blue skies flying. My bet's on Microsoft for the whole year. We'll see how that turns out. Microsoft outstanding. Doesn't mean you get in right now. It's on an extended run. This is, you should be taking profits or enjoying the ride right now. You already are in. But anyway, it's a little bit red off of the open. Netflix, kind of sideways. It's hanging in there. I got an iron condor on it, so sideways is perfect for me. Making money on that. Amazon, Amazon, near the top, improving, kind of VCP like. Looks good for possible continuation maybe next week, but it is red and pulling back. But it's in a chop area. It's in a consolidation zone for about a month now. Yeah, been about a month. What am I missing? Microsoft, Nvidia, Apple, Netflix, Amazon. What did I miss? I feel like there's another one or two Magnificent Seven that I haven't that I didn't check. I missed somebody. Yeah, Copilot. I just added that to my phone like yesterday or a couple days ago, and they're really leveraging their IP. They're really leveraging their market edge. And the amazing thing is they have consumer reach and B2B reach. And they've already got an incredible B2B AI product called Power Automate, which can completely automate processes in your business and customer chain and customer, every, corner of your business can be automated with now AI integration. Like you can just build, automated analysts and, um, automated bots that can check, different points in your chain and have AI make statistical judgments on that. And then, if they're within bounds, you can allow it to happen. And then if anything, starts to fall out of bounds, you can bring in a human. But I mean, the efficiency on that uh, increases the company's returns massively. I think this year is going to be a really big year. Like last year, Nvidia did 58%. I think Microsoft could do something similar in this year. If it's a flat year the whole year, maybe Microsoft does 25%. It might be one of the best performers. But if this year turns out to be a great year, knock on wood, who knows? It could do similarly like Nvidia, 57%, and it'll become a what is it, $4 trillion company. You use it every day? Nice. Tesla's not doing great. Let's take a look at it. That might be what's tanking the S&P, by the way. Oh, no, Tesla's up off the open, but it's in a downtrend. It's in a general downtrend. A general downtrend. No, a general downtrend. It's been in a general downtrend since December 28th. You can track back and see if that was a catalyst moment. So this is kind of a nice thing about hindsight is you can look back at a chart and go, you know what? Ever since this one day, sentiment completely reversed. You don't have to look at just the breakdown day and go, okay, as of 7 days ago, now we're really shit's hitting the fan. You can literally track it all the way back to a particular day with a big catalyst red candle and go, you know what? Something that happened that day has affected everything. You go back and you check news on December 28th on Tesla. I'll I bet, or I guess that was the news that is causing it to deflate right now, and uh, that news hasn't really been rectified. Whatever that situation is, news on December 28th, that's whatever that was, it's still prevailing out there as a dark cloud over Tesla. So this is how these things work, and you can see that on the chart. It's amazing. I don't even need to read the news report. I see what's happening. I see sentiment shift right there. Boom, December 28th. Oh, sorry, TikTok people. Here's what that looks like right here. You can see the shift. It was doing great, and it just couldn't happen. Maybe it was even like 5 days earlier, a week earlier than that, and it tried to crawl out from whatever that was, and it just couldn't do it. But I think, or there could have been a nail in the coffin kind of, double two-pronged final news report or analyst concurrence, possibly. You guys, I don't see any other further questions from you. And oh, exploding batteries. I don't see any further questions from you. And it is the weekend coming up here. It is Friday. We've got this market wrapped around our finger. Good, bad, sideways. We know what's going on, and that's the most important thing. We have a notion. We have a decent notion of what's going on. You can't really know what's going on. No one actually can know everything about the market. It's the most complicated engine on earth. But you can get a pretty gosh darn good grasp of it and have a pretty decent vision for what's going on, what it means. And so I think, we've got it fairly wrapped around our finger. Ooh, I will say this. We're having a super fast reclaim on the VIX. Things are looking very bullish. There might be something going on bullish on the market. The S&P has found bottom, and it is back up and about to turn green. And it looks like the Qs are now making a new high of the day, not from pre-market. It was higher in pre-market, but high of the market day since market open. And so the Qs are green, and the S&P 500 for the first time this morning is green in the 24th minute from the open, about 25 minutes after the open. S&P, VIX, SPY, the Qs, everything turning green. I'm seeing communication sector making new highs. Discretionary spending still got a little bit of a ways to go. Rates are coming down. Utilities are coming off of a bottom, but in general, no one's interested, so it's still red. Financials are financials are back to green, but they were better off of the open. Base materials, industrials, kind of deflating, interestingly enough, and yet we're not really seeing that reflected in the bond market rates. So a little bit of decorrelation there, but that could be a mistake on bond traders' part. They could be buying when they should be selling, and that will catch up with them later. Let's see what else there. Consumer staples way down, so there's a nice good rotation into innovation right now this morning, and it's a risky spot. Like I said, it's a vulnerable extended moment on the market, blue skying, and you do have to watch out what you get into. And we have still about a 95%, 20-1 red bearish off of the open sentiment across our 1100 universe of super stocks lists, and only about 5% are doing well. SMCI is now up almost 11% off the open, to say nothing of how much it's moved since yesterday's close. Look at the candle, look at the daily chart on SMCI, which we are in, by the way. Woo-wee! That's great. And one of the reasons we follow SMCI, got in, and we're stocking entry, is because it was the #1 high growth trader darling of 2023. It made people rich. And this move right here is very visible by all the top trader money out there. There you go. Look at that move. Woo-wee. And then look at the the weekly chart. Holy Toledo. So, SMCI was, you wanted to get in that. Well, I got in about a month ago, and then more so about a week ago. And it's going. It is moving. It's looking good. All right, let's keep each other abreast of opportunities in the group. Let's go back into the group. Members only. Click the link in my bio if you'd like to check out our group. Links are there. There's also other resources there for you. Very interesting, cool things, including automated trading and passive income techniques for the stock market in my bio. Link in bio. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody, if I don't talk to you in the group. Thank you very much. Can I check a stock for you? Send me a message. Thank you, Curious Musings. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much for following, Dylan. And, send me a private message, and let's connect, and, I'll try and help you with that stock. Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.